And we're live.
Yeah,
I watch it.
I'm right.
I'm fascinated with this stuff. It might be my favorite subject right now. I watch so much. Like there's a couple of really good YouTube videos that with astrophysicists and they're and authors, and they'll have other authors come on and do these like 2-hour long podcast discussions about what would happen if aliens came to our solar system, what their motivations might be, like what the move would be. Like, do we contact them? Do we fucking duck and cover? Like what do we say? What might they do? How might they react? Like, what if they come and start harvesting our sun? You know, stuff like that.
Like, if they show up here, they can do what, there's no defense we have. If they could get here, we're fucked.
How do you know that though, right? Because like, so one thing that I think is interesting about like imagining how life would have evolved on another planet is we already have this like, we're like, oh yeah, this is how things work. Everything it's the survival of the fittest. Everything just fights and kills. And you know, like our ancestors fought and killed each other, and the strongest one survived, and they made more super strong ones, and they fought and killed the others. And you know, well yeah, my ancestors were French. We fought the British for generations and generations, hundreds and hundreds of years, and we fought and killed each other, and there was a stalemate. Yeah, and we imagine that everybody was like that. Everybody is warlike. Like, what if they're just completely pacifist? What if they evolved from some sort of a creature that was just like, yeah, we can all get along here. Like there's plenty for everybody. And they show up and they have no concept of militarism. They've got faster than light travel, but they're just a bunch of pussies. And they show up and they don't even understand lies, right? And we're just swindling them out of their like advanced technology.
This is the absolute best scenario. If a bunch of rich idiots show up and we get to fool them, but like a really dominant species isn't going to evolve if they're just I don't need that
concept of don't understand lies is one of the central themes of Three Body Problem. The alien race that we're fighting communicates via like, I don't know, just we'll call it reading each other's thoughts, right? It's some sort of radio telepathy type thing. I don't think they call it that, but in any case, since we're so connected, and I know what you're thinking, there's no concept of lying, which means that in terms of like military strategy, they're a little naive and unable to deal with some of the ways that we handle war.
I think of us
of that earlier today, and like that Indian woman who has the like sounds like she has a vocal cord problem. She there was some some scientist being like, well, the Martians, their transfibrillator is cross fluxing with the capacitor. And I, like in my head, like as I'm like pacing around my basement, I'm watching, I'm like, I just real quick, I just say like, stop it with your techno jargon. And like she goes, get your techno jargon out of here. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, and I checked 3 seasons in, it stops being a sci-fi show. And so I expect the dialogue to maybe get a little better after that, because there is some silliness.
Who says it stops being a sci-fi show?
What? No, it'll keep being a sci-fi show. I
thought that's what you just said.
I heard it too. 3 seasons in, it stops being a sci-fi show. So I expect
Sci-Fi Network.
And there you go.
Stop being sci-fi, starts being Amazon Prime.
Amazon. You got those Bezos bucks, right? And not only have the Bezos bucks, you've also got like Bezos censorship, which is almost none. We don't get titties, and I'm upset with that because zero gravity titties are my fantasy, right?
You know the least realistic part. I'm like in the middle of season 2. The least realistic part about this show is that everybody is not Chinese.
Yeah, they're all a mismatch. Like that's what I really like about the Belters. Like they've got their own language.
I like the mishmash, and I like how it's like all the different groups like that previously and like ages gone by would have been in each other's throats, but now they're all allied by this different paradigm. But it is funny being like, oh, the year 2400. Yeah, China's in like century 3 of having won by then. Like they're
really putting a lot of faith in China. Like I feel like you can't call who's going to be the winner 300 years from now. Would you have been able to call that 300 years ago?
Yeah, very smart.
Oh, well. That's not what your Twitch chat said.
So what was going on in 1721? I would imagine the global power would have been 1721. I would imagine the global power would have been what? The
English and French, right?
France and England.
What?
Maybe I'm Western focused.
Yeah, we're being Western focused, but what was
the Ottoman Empire or something.
What was that trading company that was like the biggest business?
Oh, the
like,
East India Trading Company.
The East India Trading Company, was that around the time period of that? Like those guys would have been super powerful.
Yes.
In any case, what I'm saying, I'm agreeing with Woody that like it's not over till the fat lady sings. I don't know. You know, China is definitely running away with it right now, but we'll see. You know, in any case, but don't bring modern day geopolitics into our fun futuristic sci-fi talk. I don't need that depression.
I didn't think people were going to take my joke serious.
I took it very seriously. Do you know
every word?
Do you know how many coal plants they're making right now, Taylor?
I do like it's something about the Expanse I like the way they just kill people isn't very brutal. I mean, it's scary to get sent out into space, but it's like the simplicity of it is even worse than being like tortured. Yeah. Like I was like there was some scene where this like Chinese guy who's like a belter is trying to get into a airlock room, and then some goofy ass skinny guy is like, "Hey, don't go in there, bud." And then he closes the door, and then he's like, "Goodbye, wife," or whatever, sister. I wasn't paying attention to the relation there. And then sucked out, dead. Very spooky. Like knowing that you have like how long? A minute, 2 minutes to live. Just like
I don't think we know exactly.
But they would know because they do it to a lot of people.
They would know. There's a really cool scene. I don't think this is a spoiler. In the newest season, which just ended, there's a really cool scene where a character pretends to space themselves. They pretends to commit suicide, but like, and as they're just about to like lose consciousness, they shoot themselves up with some sort of like, I don't know, blood oxygenating agent.
Air straight into the bloodstream.
They inject themselves with this like hypo spray thing, and their goal is to go like wearing fucking street clothes and jumping from one spaceship to the other and like going in the airlock. And it's a really cool fucking scene. And when that character like makes it and gets in the other ship, they're super fucked up. They're just moaning in pain and just like, they're literally going, like just like they got like frostbite on their cheeks and stuff. Like they're super fucked.
Yeah.
But it's a cool fucking scene. It's one of the coolest, like, I don't know, space scenes I've ever seen. Like you could have a million fucking spaceships twirling around shooting blue and green shit at each other like the Star Wars movies, and I'm just like yawn. But you got like one badass character who's like, fuck this shit. I've got a mission to do. And they like climb out an airlock and jump between spaceships, and I'm just like, oh, this is so fucking cool.
Who's your favorite character in the show?
Man, I really like the white guy who's like real like built, who's on the spaceship, who's always like
Amos. He seems to just really like fighting people, sometimes for no reason at all.
Oh, he's got reasons. Amos grew up as a child prostitute being used by men. He's got a real he's got a yet. Yeah, he's got a real chip on his shoulder. I think we might know why Amos has been pumping iron all these years. He doesn't want that shit going down again. But I think he is actually bisexual. So yeah, years of child. Yeah, he only hooks up with women that I've seen. That's one of the few sex scenes that I've seen, and it's just like we get like this much butt crack, like more than like broadcast TV butt crack, but like less than like. Not enough butt crack, right?
Does he have a nice ass?
There is some sex in the early part of the Expanse, right?
Oh.
It's not his ass crack. The lady's on top of him. In any case, yeah, I like the Expanse a lot. The newest season was pretty good. I think they've got the only part of like what they're doing that is beyond our technology is their like space drive, the thing that's making their ships go so fast. And that seems like maybe achievable, in the next 200 or 300 years. But everything else, it's like, yeah, airlocks and spacesuits and like wrist computers and
all the disease and injury stuff we don't have, where it's like, we just received a deadly dose of radiation and we need a heart rate monitor for 40 minutes and like that.
That's the thing. Yeah, you're absolutely right about
the auto
that.
dock is definitely fiction, right? Like the most.
Yeah, they've got the ability to like remove radiation sickness somehow, which you would absolutely need if you were going to be space
arm chopped off, and he's like sitting eating lunch, and he's like, "Doc, you gotta hook me up with the new arm." And it's like, how are you so casual? Are you like just mad you're not going to get it today? Like it's like coming next week?
Yeah, he wants that Luke Skywalker fucking artificial hand.
Whatever lowers the graphics budgets for the show. I wanted to look like
it's
my regular hand.
Dude, I hate
this
thing.
portion
exactly like my regular hand.
The graphics thing that I like on it is like they're explaining like the Coriolis or Coriolis, whatever effect, where it's like, well, because it's an oblong, object rotating around an off-center point, if you drop something, it's going to go in a little spiral. And it's like they're walking through a corridor where there's tons of water just pouring down on them in straight lines. And she picks up dust and like drops it and it does a little whirly-do. She's like, we're getting closer. And you just look around. It's like all the water's coming straight down. It's like clearly the people were like, all right, we have enough budget for the one example, but everything else is coming straight down. Don't you finagle with this. No, we got enough for one counterclockwise dust swirl. So overall, this show's great so far. It's engaging. It's keeping me interested.
Are you watching it while working out? Is that when you?
Yeah, I'm watching it while I'm working. I mean, today I put it on while I was working on some stuff, and I realized like I watched a whole episode while paying no attention at all, and I was like, I need to save this. So I just went back and just paused it and turned it off.